Welcome back, guys. Well, today it's my turn to make supper, and I thought I'd head out into the yard and wild forage to make some garlic mustard pesto. Stay tuned. So here's the back of my garden that I leave unmowed. So this area is also home to the invasive garlic mustard, as you can see right here. So this is an invasive plant in Ontario, and you can see that it's got a little white flower, and it has a sort of a scalloped leaf there. It's kind of like a heart shape, I guess I would say. So basically today I want to make garlic mustard pesto, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest the leaves from this plant, and we don't have to worry too much about it. Remember, it's invasive, it just spreads like crazy, so I'm going to use these leaves up in order to make a tasty pesto. So basically I'm just going to take off the leaves right here. You can also eat the flowers if you want it as well. I'll pick as much as I can, and then we'll take it inside and work on our recipe. Well, I think I have enough. I've got a really jam-packed bag here of the garlic mustard leaves. So let's go inside, rinse them up, and get them started into making a pesto. As a little aside, you can see the gardens that I've been working on here at home. There's some raised garden beds. I've got some tomatoes. There's Swiss chard in there, some lettuce. That's Napa cabbage, celery, onions, and a bit of potato there. And this one, I've got some beans at the back, peas, zucchini, and I've also got some summer squash scattered throughout there. For the first time this year, I'm trying eggplant, so we'll see how that goes. And I also have my basil and mint. So there we go. All right, so here we have our setup. I've got the garlic mustard. This is about 3.5 cups of compressed garlic mustard. I have some walnuts here, about 1/4 cup. About 1/4 cup here of basil, 2 cloves of garlic, and a little bit of salt and pepper. So what I'm going to do is I have a manual processor here, manual food processor. I'm going to sort of put the ingredients in here. And as we go along, I'll be adding a bit of this pure olive oil just to get the right texture. It's such a shame that my regular processor is busted, but this will have to do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here first. And then we'll grind her all up. But when you're off grid, you have to look at other solutions as well. And so this little processor is fantastic. All right, let's put our stuff in here. That's the basil, just add a little extra flavor there. And our walnuts. Put the garlic in there. And I'm gonna start with 1/4 cup of the olive oil. Add the olive oil in there. I'll just do 1/4 cup to start. We're gonna be adding more. And a little pinch of salt and pepper, and we'll adjust that as needed. So this is pretty neat. You just sort of stick it on top here. It's the Trudeau brand, I guess it's called, of the manual food processor. And as you can see, what I do then is I just sort of rotate this around, and it spins the little blades there to chop our pesto. Just gonna kind of push this stuff down. Smells really good, guys. So garlic mustard itself has a very mild garlic taste, and then adding the cloves of garlic to it is also amazing. Really brings out that taste. So periodically I'm just opening it up and pushing this stuff down here just to kind of make sure it gets chopped up nicely. Seems to be doing a really good job, actually, despite the large blade size. Take a look at that. That looks awesome. I just had a little bit of a taste of it, and it tastes a little bit tart from the leaves, so I think I'll just add a little sprinkle of sugar. Just gonna add a teaspoon of sugar in there just to counter the tartness. Actually, 1/2 teaspoon. Let's start with that. I'm gonna mix that. I have a little bit of feta cheese here, and some of you may or may not like cheese, but I thought it might be a great idea to add this in at this point. It's a nice little salty texture to it. Just gonna add maybe 1/8 cup of it. Crumble it up in there. Well, that's gonna be good. All right, now the cheese is all mixed up. Let's have a little taste here. That's really good. Now here's the point, if you'd like, you can add a bit more salt or pepper just to your taste. So there it is with all the cheese mixed in. Now one final thing I want to do is add just a little bit of a squeeze of lemon into this mixture here, probably about a tablespoon's worth. All right, she's all done. Now we're gonna head over to the stove and make the pasta. So here's the interesting pasta I'm gonna be making today. It's called radiatori, and it has a very interesting shape to it. Let's take a peek. As you can see, it's got some really interesting noodles. So this is a very nice pasta I got from a local Italian grocer. So we'll just get this on the stove now and we'll make the pasta. Well, my pasta's all done, and from our preparation of the garlic mustard pesto, I have about a cup of it. I'm just going to add a bit of the garlic mustard pesto to my pasta and mix it up. It smells great, very garlicky, obviously. These noodles are definitely kind of weird. It seems like they sort of break apart after cooking. So they may look neat, but they are a little weird. You can add as much or as little of the pesto as you want, depending on if you want a really strong flavor. There, I think that looks great. I'll just put the lid on the rest of this and enjoy it for another meal. Now I'm just going to try a little bit of it and see what it's like. It's really good. I love the flavor of the garlic and the walnuts and the cheese. And of course, that garlic mustard is excellent in this recipe. Well, guys, I hope this encourages you to get out in your backyard and look around for those wild edibles. They're extremely tasty. And like I said, garlic mustard, it is invasive. So go ahead, pick away, and invent some recipes. I hope you guys have a great week as always. Take care.